A lot of breaking news this morning on a Friday. Another U.S. embassy is under attack, this time in Turkey. Reports of a homicide bomber setting off an explosive device, killing himself and at least one other person. This is brand new video showing chaos at the scene. Emergency crews responding as they pick through the rubble and the aftermath on the ground there. This is a story we're just working through right now, but there's a lot of news popping. Good morning. I'm Bill Hemmer. We'll get to all of it today. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Bill. Good morning, everybody. I'm Martha McCallum. So the details on this are still very fluid. We're getting some reports that the blast went off inside the security checkpoint at the entrance to the embassy.
Amy Kellogg watching it all from London now. Has there been a claim of responsibility or not, Amy?
Bill, not yet, but the Turkish Prime Minister Erdogan has confirmed that it was in fact a suicide bombing. Now, of course, there are lots of groups who may have been behind this attack outside of the or at the U.S. Embassy in Ankara. It could have been an Islamist type of group operating in Turkey. We have seen that in the past. In 2003, there were some very dramatic attacks on synagogues, at the British consulate in Istanbul, and also at the HSBC bank headquarters there. Kurdish rebels, Kurdish separatists, set off bombs periodically in Turkey, typically in the southern part of Turkey, but they are quite active. And there's also been some resistance to the deployment of U.S. Patriot anti-missile batteries that have just been put in place to protect Turkish population centers from possible attacks from Syria. I just got a note from the Deputy Foreign Minister of Turkey saying that their hearts and minds are with the embassy staff right now in Ankara, and that the Foreign Ministry will be issuing some sort of statement as soon as possible. One dead, that suicide bomber, and a Turkish guard at the checkpoint.
Are there reports of any threats against the embassy? This is a pretty secure part of the city.
Yeah, Bill, and that's the thing. It's unusual to see this sort of thing happen in the beating heart of the Turkish capital, which is so very secured. There are a lot of police officers around. The embassy is very close to the Turkish parliament, so it's not what you would expect here. We don't know that there were any threats, but we do know that Turkey is on the edge these days with the conflict in Syria, right on its border, and so many other things going on, but we did not hear, Bill, of any sort of threats.
All right, Amy Kellogg, thank you. Work your sources. We'll be back in touch in London. Here's Martha now with more.
We start with this Fox News alert. We are now hearing from the U.S. State Department after a homicide bomber has attacked today the U.S. Embassy in Turkey. Brand new hour starting now in America's Newsroom. I'm Martha McCallum.
And I'm Bill Hemmer. Good morning again. There is one person dead, we can confirm. Another said to be seriously injured. Turkish leaders saying that this might be the work of a leftist group operating inside the country. Situation is fluid. It's changing by the moment now. We do know the blast happened at the entrance of the embassy, Ankara, the capital city of Turkey. And our national security correspondent, Jennifer Griffin, live at the State Department with more from there. A statement from there a short time ago. What can we confirm, Jennifer? Good morning.
Well, good morning, Bill. What we can confirm at this time from U.S. officials and military sources is that two people were killed on the outside perimeter of the embassy. One of them is presumed to be the bomber himself. The other is a Turkish national. All U.S. staff are safe at this time, we're told. The U.S. ambassador to Turkey just spoke and praised the Turkish guards, one of whom appears may have been killed in the explosion.
We are very sad for the speedy recovery of the wounded person. We believe there may be others injured among our guards. The compound is secure. We all feel very safe here.
The State Department is treating this as a terrorist attack. Spokesman Victoria Nuland issued a statement long ago saying that the State Department and other government agencies are investigating.
What was it just 2 days ago or just this week when these U.S. Patriot batteries were arrived at a port city in southwestern Turkey, and now we get word inside Ankara that this is the work of a leftist group in that country. What can we say about who is responsible, Jennifer?
Well, the working presumption at this point in time is that this is the work of either an al-Qaeda group or al-Qaeda linked group or an Iranian proxy group that may have struck the U.S. as a result of the arrival of those patriots or the involvement in Syria. Remember that the working assumption in the region is that the U.S. may have helped target that weapons convoy that the Israeli Air Force struck just 2 days ago. So they will be looking at all of these options. The intelligence sources that I spoke to, though, are leaning away from the idea that this was a Turkish separatist group, the PKK, which has been involved in explosions in Turkey in the past. They have never threatened U.S. interests in the past.
All right, Jennifer,
Bill.
thank you. Jennifer Griffin, State Department with us. Here's Martha.